Okay. Hi, Dmitry.
Hello. Hi, everyone.
Hi, are you showing your screen
Yes, I'm trying to. So, but but it seems that something went wrong.
right now? Oh, okay. We lost Dmitry. So it's the best thing to do right now is if you refreshed and clicked share audio and video, and you should be back. Oh, hello.
Yeah, I'm here,
Mhm.
but it's still something wrong. So actually, it doesn't matter. Okay, if it doesn't work. So our topic is not that the easy one, so we can start and try to explain in the words.
All right.
So we do the multi-cloud platform. Our company called Mandarin Solutions. So probably you all know what does it mean, the public cloud. So this is the clouds, the typical clouds like AWS or Azure or Google Cloud. So we do the platform, the single platform that connects all these clouds and the local players in each country. Right now we operate in 4 continents and we have more than 30 service providers at the moment. So we do a kind of a cloud overlay that connects the different cloud service providers, and we eliminate the gray zones like connectivity between those providers, like security, like traffic management, for example, if you have the add-ons like web application firewall, whatever. So our end user gets the single platform with the 30 service providers across the 4 different continents, where they can create, manage, migrate, if it's needed, from one provider to another, the different virtual infrastructures. On the other hand, they can actually provision their own private infrastructure, cloud infrastructure in our platform. So they have the single powerful management tool. Right now we have a subscription model and we have 100 plus customers that already use our platform, including the global ones like Liebherr, for example, from Germany, or Commerzbank from Germany as well. So, and we are expanding right now into the Western markets, providing our platform to the enterprises. So our target sector is enterprises, and actually we have right now the scope of add-ons like the security, the analytics, and recommendation tools for the companies that can help them to manage their cloud infrastructures in the right way. So I think it was an easy one to understand. I'm so sorry that I have these technical issues and I don't have any deck with me. So if you have any questions, just please ask.
All right. So if there are any questions, feel free to ask Dmitry right now.
So, what would be my main advantage to subscribe on your platform instead of contracting with AWS and those providers across the world?
Actually, right now, if you're the enterprise, actually right now you don't use the single AWS because you have the different environments. You have the production environment, which is not AWS for sure. Probably you have the VMware cloud or something. On the other hand, you have your own development environment in-house where you have your DevOps work on the application. So it built basically on OpenStack, which is different from VMware. On the other hand, you have your backup or something which is somewhere else in a third country, which is based on Azure because the Azure is the only one provider they have there. And you need to organize the provisioning, the connectivity, and the management of all these platforms. And when someday your DevOps decide, or your product team decide to release the product, your application that is built in-house in your OpenStack environment, to your VMware environment, you should somehow migrate this data and the application. And this is the tricky one because right now this is the gray zone and no one is responsible, including the AWS, the Microsoft, where they are not responsible for those gray zones. How will you migrate this data? So it's a kind of a vendor lock-in everywhere. And we do the platform that helps, by a couple of clicks, migrate the application from your internal, let's say, cloud to any production environment or between them.
Okay. What is your revenue today with those?
So we grew 3 times in 2019 and have 1.4 million United States dollars. And right now in our pipeline, we have the 2 times more. And right now in the middle of the second quarter, we have already overachieved the previous numbers.
What's unique about your offering, having seen a dozen companies like this in the US and in the UK doing multi-cloud management? What's unique about your offering?
So yeah, you're absolutely right here. So if we're talking about the United States, they basically have the titans. So the AWS, the DigitalOcean, Microsoft Azure, Oracle, etc., Google Cloud. So basically, all the players, they work with those titans, providing only the possibility to manage the traffic. But they don't want to work with to manage the connectivity between those clients. They don't want to create the migration tunnels. They don't want to do the security on top of that. They don't want to take the responsibility for those gray zones, and they don't want to work with the local players because actually in the US they don't have so much local players. But for example, if we're talking about Germany, they have SAP Cloud, and many enterprises, they are using the SAP Cloud instead of AWS for the critical infrastructure. So if we're talking about our direct competitors from the United States, they have a focus only in the United States, but not on the whole world.
So not strictly true, because both Microsoft and Amazon have acquired companies that do multi-cloud management. So they are active in this space, and we'll start tracking you once you get above 5 million or 10 million turnover. Looking at, how do you deal with sovereign cloud?
With what? Sorry?
Sovereign cloud. So
okay,
Germany and sovereign data centers.
Yeah,
do you have applications with that?
Actually, if we're talking about the companies, especially the ones that have been acquired, like Cloud Simple, for example, they do the only one hypervisor and do the multi-cloud across this one hypervisor like VMware. If we're talking about the sovereign, so it's basically the same. They don't have the migration tools between the different hypervisors, and they didn't do the single connectivity between all of them. So this is the point, to have the single overlay where it doesn't matter how your app is migrating between those clouds. So we know all the companies that have been acquired by Microsoft or Google. They basically have the Azure or the VMware, and they have only one hypervisor, for example. So.
All right. Thank you so much, Dmitry.